Kris, you going to tell us about your experience earlier this week with the screening for
Dinner in America.
That's what I thought. I was like, it's either dinner or movie, and I messed up. So the floor is yours to tell us about this amazing experience you had earlier this week.
Oh, I'm still on cloud 9 and waking up every day and looking at my phone going, did that really happen? And then I look at my photos and I go, it really happened! So Dinner in America got a revival of kind of like relevancy and in fans because of TikTok, of all things, TikTok. And they're going around doing these screenings with Adam, Kyle, and Emily, who Adam's the director. Kyle and Emily are the two main actors in Dinner in America. And it's like this indie punk rock film. So they're going around doing screenings for this movie because it came out during COVID. So it didn't get a theater release. It didn't get a lot of buzz or publicity about it, sadly, because, COVID kind of ruined that for us with movies. And then to see it come back to life in 2024, 2025 is absolutely so amazing. So fans wanted screenings. Theaters started bringing it to life again. But Chicago was hosting a screening with Kyle, Emily, and Adam in attendance for a live Q&A. And what I found out about this experience, I bought the ticket immediately. I was like, I'm not missing that. I only live 4.5 hours away from Chicago. that's a check mark right there. I'm going to go. And it was absolutely one of the best nights of my life. It was at the Music Box Theater in Chicago, which is like this beautiful old-fashioned theater. Like you had like the velvet curtains on the stage, and oh my gosh, it's like stepping back into time when you go into the theater. It's absolutely amazing. But also being in the same building as Kyle, Emily, and Adam. Oh my God, because our seats we were right behind them. Their seats were a little bit over to the left, like 2 rows down, and then Adam was a row in front of us. So I was just like, is that Kyle? That's not Kyle. And my friend was like, it's Kyle. I was like, oh my God, it's Kyle Gallner. And oh gosh, it was such a fun experience. The crowd was so into it. We were laughing, we were smiling, we were quoting things, we were singing the Watermelon song, which if you haven't heard the Watermelon song, it's absolutely amazing. And it's sang by Emily, who is actually a singer and songwriter in real life. So she came up with Watermelon with Adam, I think, and she sings it in the movie. And then Kyle does a few songs too, super awesome punk rock kind of, anti-establishment, screw the man songs, which were amazing. But after the screening, Adam, Kyle, and Emily go on stage to do a live Q&A for us. It's just a lot of fun. And then, of course, being the amazing people that they are, they do meet and greets after. So, which, let me tell you, when you heard the word meet and greet, the crowd went from very friendly to get the hell out of my way. And I was like, okay, all right, I get it. Okay, I would be just as pushy too, but I have a little bit more patience, I guess. But the line was so long. It was wrapped around the building, and it was 30 degrees outside. So it was freaking cold. Luckily, we were able to get pretty close to the front of the line, and now I'm going to talk about meeting Kyle because it is a dream come true. Kyle doesn't do con appearances or anything like that. So for him to do these live meet and greets for free, by the way, did not have to pay to meet Kyle, Emily, or Adam at this. It was absolutely this just shows how nice they really are. But I was so nervous to meet Kyle. I was shaking in line. The girl next to me is like, I'm so nervous. I was like, I am too. I don't even know what I'm going to say. I'm trying not to sound stupid, but I don't want to talk about the weather like I did with Skeet from Scream because I didn't want to screw this up. So when it finally happens, the nerves are all, he says hi and it just melts away. He's so nice, so down to earth, so chill. And Emily's just a sweetheart. They really are just really nice people, and the fact that someone saying hi to you can just melt all the nerves away shows you just what kind of person they are. And he was so nice. He signed Emily and Kyle both signed My Dinner in America Blu-ray. I got to tell, I just started rambling titles, man. I was like, of course I said Strange Darling, but then I had to throw in, like What Comes Around and Band of Robbers. And he was like, oh, wow, you did the deep cuts. I was like, I did do the deep cuts, man. I deep dive into your filmography. I'm a huge fan. And he was just like, oh, thank you so much. Shakes your hand, gives you a hug. Truly just an amazing individual. And you can just tell that Kyle's like really, he's just such a sweetheart, man. And he made my life complete because I never thought I'd ever get the opportunity to meet Kyle Gallner, but man, my life just feels so unreal that I got to meet one of my favorite actors and somebody I really enjoy seeing on social media who's so down to earth, like I love when he goes online and he starts talking about his dog and, living in the middle of nowhere and stuff like that. He just shows how cool and chill he is. And the fact that he makes these amazing movies is just an added bonus, Fantastic. If you get the opportunity to go to a Dinner in America screening, definitely take it. You will not be disappointed.
Yeah, I saw I saw the post after when you got on Instagram, and I was so happy for you. Because I know how much of a big fan you are of his, and just to see all your pictures, I felt it. Like as your friend, I was like, man, that made me happy. That made me a little emotional too, because I know how much you love him, like how much he's one of your favorite actors. So it's cool when your friends get to have such big experiences in their lives. So it's almost like living vicariously through them a little bit. You're just like, God damn, yes. Like I saw when you put those posts up, I was like, yes. And like I said, this is a perfect timing for this episode too, because it's like you being able to have this experience, and then like 4 or 5 days later, here we are recording, talking about his movies and this experience. So, like I know I told you on your post, I'm like, I'm so happy. I was so happy for you that you got to have that experience, and that I couldn't wait to hear about it on the show today. So cool. So cool. Yeah. So that's amazing.
Yeah, it's definitely one of my favorite moments of my life because, like I said, it's so Kyle doesn't do con appearances anymore, so this is like a once in a lifetime opportunity. I couldn't pass it up, and just to know weird. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say it's weird. Like, I wish I could see more of him because he doesn't really do big films. He does like a lot of indie stuff. And it's that moment, like, I wish I could see more of him, but the roles that he picks are they're always good. You know what I mean? Like, it just seems like he sits there and is like, no, oh, that might be something. And just picks passion projects almost.
Yeah. He talked about that in the live Q&A. He said, he wasn't going to do Dinner in America. And like, it was actually like, I think his agent was like, check your email. And he was emailed the script like a year before or something like that. And just left his email basically. But then his agent was like, check your email. They reached out again. And so he read the script and then he took the opportunity. And I think that's really cool that Kyle, I wish he was in bigger movies, but honestly, I love seeing him in these indie stuff, man. it just
yeah.
feels like
It's a weird highlight of him,
Yeah.
like he just gets him.
Yeah. I think it fits perfectly with who he is as a person, but also the fact that like he embodies these characters so well, and they like he's got a great fan base because of it. He's in so many good movies that I feel like because they're indie don't get talked about enough. But man, once you start seeing Kyle like in Strange Darling, I feel like that gets the word out a little bit more because it was able to hit theaters. Like, of course we know he was in A Nightmare on Elm Street, the remake. He was in Jennifer's Body for a little bit. He was in Haunting in Connecticut. But then you start getting into like his deep cuts of like, Band of Robbers, Cougars Inc. You get into Alien Code. You really just see how dynamic of an actor he truly is. So I think Kyle's just amazing. I would love to see him in bigger movies, but honestly, I've really enjoying the indie and the less known titles that I get to discover. And also I'm looking forward to Carolina with Samara Weaving and him. I heard that one's gonna be really good. It should be coming out in I think later 2025, I think, or early 2026.
So yeah, I've dug a lot of her work, so seeing the two of them together, this ought to be another banger.
Yeah, I've heard great things about it. I have a friend that's an extra in it, so I've heard that's good. So I'm excited to see it. But like I said, anything with Kyle in it, I'm seated. I'm there.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It just makes you appreciate him more when he's not in, like you said, sometimes big Hollywood movies. It's like a treat to go see him because, like you said, he doesn't do a lot of bigger movies. So it makes you really like cherish him when you do see him because of the fact that he's not, being shoved down your throat as much as you want him to. You want him to do, the bigger movies. Like you were saying, it almost is kind of, you feel a little bit better when he is in those indie movies where it's like, and that's something that's a thing for an actor to do that, where it's like, I don't just do whatever. Like I have to have a passion about the role that I'm going to do, or what's the point. Mm-hmm. So the fact that he does that is just another thing towards him that just makes him stand out to some of the other actors. Awesome. Well, like I said, so happy you were able to do that because I know he's up there for you and with the actors. So when I saw you posted stuff on Instagram, I was like, I felt it a little bit too. So it's amazing. And